Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, kings and queens of the land. Good evening to the legend. Let me not forget to say good evening to the Sahel lions. Good evening to all the Sahel lions who have decided to take power using the gun, the bullet, which is the language of the colonizer. Let me not forget to say good evening to President Zuma and the MK party. Good evening, who are insisting on taking the motherland using the ballot. Good evening. I'm excited to be back. Good evening to the royals. I know a lot of you missed me when I was away. Eh, I was actually stuck in another place. Talk about issues that I normally talk about. I had, let me say, my apologies to all those who were waiting for the royal opinion, because the royal opinion is a very unique voice in the internet. We give opinions about politics. We give lectures and understanding about politics. Thank you very much for all those who have joined. Click the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much to all the royals, all the people who've been waiting eagerly to hear from the royal opinion about the issues. A lot of issues have already happened, done, and dusted. Um, I felt I couldn't talk about any other issue without first talking about the Floyd Shivambu issue, because a lot of people would want to hear about what are the issues that, what is the royal opinion about Floyd Shivambu. Cynthia Malope saying, I am happy to see you, Puti. Thank you very much. I'm actually excited to be back. I was stuck, very stuck in a very bad space. I was actually in a very bad space, but well, I made it back. I am back. Those who love hearing from the royal opinion, be excited. We are back. We are going to give our opinion in our lectures. Going to continue to give our opinion in our lectures. Black people have been taught to be petty, follow petty issues. The reports that are given on radio, it's about soccer. It's not about how big are the tracts of minerals, how many kgs of minerals are loaded from Sikukune, how many kgs of minerals have been loaded from Kimberley, of diamond from Kimberley, how many kgs of iridium is loaded from Pumalanga. Those reports are not given because are going to revolt. They decide to give uh, reports about things that will put black people to sleep. So black people ordinarily becomes petty people. They follow petty issues that has got nothing to do with what can assist them to prosper in whatever goal that they want to achieve. I'm talking about the issue of Floyd Shivambo. President Zuma appointed, or President Zuma started the MK party. President Zuma appoints, no elections in the MK party. President Zuma appoint people into the MK party. And President Zuma is more closer to the action. The leadership of the MK party is more closer to the action than the rest of the people who want to give opinion. Tembeka Gabai says, "Wow, I'm so happy to see you, my teacher. It's been long time. I am happy that you are good and sound, and ngiyabonga Somandla for keeping you." Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate for you to wait for me like this, even the time when I was actually in a bad space. Thank you very much, Tembega. I appreciate as well your support. Thank you very much. Great to actually hear from you again. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the issues that actually are the pressing issues. How black people are systematically put to sleep is the reports given to radios and the television. It's petty issues. The petty things that black people have to follow is the soccer, which we get reports about uh, almost every 30 minutes or every hour on radio or on TV. The more important things which are happening, the trucks which are going to the port of Durban and to the port of Maputo, we don't have an update on how big are the kilograms or the tons which are transported out of the country every day. We don't have an idea of the people, the how what government is actually doing on daily basis, how many people are getting employed. If government have got papers, uh, we are not getting daily reports on the progress of government's papers. We only get daily reports on traffic, which is petty, useless. Reports on things that you can't use for anything. Soccer, which you can't use on anything. It will just put you to sleep. Uh, then you are directed to which kind of information you should follow. So black people have been systematically put to sleep and be forced to be petty among themselves. So the issue about Floyd Shivambu, the MK party's message or President Zuma's message has not been uh, changed. President Zuma has never changed his message to black people. Floyd Shivambu has accepted the new deployment which President Zuma says was going to deploy him to. And President Zuma is closer to the action than a lot of us. When we talk about leadership, when we talk about allowing yourself to be led, it's when the leader takes a different decision than how you were thinking, because leaders have to lead. When the leader takes a different decisions from what you were thinking, you don't say eh, because the leader has taken a different decision from how I was thinking, then this person is no more a leader. If you are married and your husband takes a different decision from what you were thinking, You can't say this guy is no more my husband. You have to follow in that direction, believing that the leader has got better knowledge and understanding to help us conquer. It's not all the things that can be revealed. President Zuma, every time when he removed people from the MK party, he has never announced the reasons why he removed people. It could be different reasons. It could be that Floyd Shivambo was in the wrong. It could be that it's a strategy because Floyd Shivambo is still mobilizing the ground for the MK party. I saw him talking to recruiting union members, Mausa union members to the MK party. Is recruiting the members to the MK party. He could have gone underground for the reasons known to the leadership. So I think that's actually a petty issue. But people says MK party must be divided. Some other people says they want to save the MK party. I mean, a lot of petty issues. Remember, those who are following the royal opinion, I have predicted in my when at the start of the year, I predicted that the MK party will not be stable this year. I even said people that we don't even believe they are going to be removed, they're going to be removed, and things that we don't even imagine they can happen, they're going to happen. The enemy is not standing and watching the MK party grow. The enemy wants to destroy the MK party. If they send their agents, they will not announce that we've actually sent our agents to the MK party and the agent is Floyd Shivambu. They will not announce that. But when President Zuma find out about whatever is happening, what is exciting about President Zuma is not afraid to act. He's not afraid to correct his own mistakes. If removing people in the MK party, if removing, for instance, removing Floyd Shivambu is a mistake, President Zuma is going to correct it at some stage because he's not afraid to correct his own mistakes. The enemy agents are inside the MK party. The white people can see how massive is the MK party. The people who are controlling the resources, the land, the people who own the means of production, the people who have all the money knows exactly that the MK party is a tsunami which is coming to take from what uh, from their profits, from the land which they have stolen, the profits that they are getting from the gold, from the platinum that they are stealing from the Skukune land, from the iridium that they are stealing from Pumalanga, from the diamond that they are stealing in Kimberley. The citizens, the black people, are going to take over those facilities, take over those resources, and their profit are going to be limited. So they can't stand and watch. They have to act, they have to get people, they have to get agents, they have to send people into the MK party to cause havoc, to cause confusion. So, but President Zuma, whenever I find out about people or enemy agents that have been placed in the MK party, he quickly act and remove. He's never announced, and he will not announce the reasons why he removed people. because President Zuma may be removing people for the benefit of the MK party. Not that the person is wrong, but that the person is going underground, is going to work for the MK party underground. It might be Floyd Shivambu will be working for the MK party underground without pressure, without people, without cameras following him. That is the general secretary of the MK party. And it may be that the people are in the wrong. It may be that President Zuma has discovered that this was an enemy agent planted in the MK party to eventually cause havoc or take over the MK party and gift it to the white people, like what the ANC has done, what the people in the ANC has done. Thank you very much, Richard Mayer. I miss you a lot when I was not around. Good evening, Fogam Konto. Good to see you again. Thank God you are back. Everybody is thanking God that I'm back. Thank you very much, guys. I knew you missed me. I was also missing you guys. John says, I was so worried about you, my brother. Thank you for your safe. I am safe and I am back. Nothing will happen to me. God is very good, even when other things try to get into my way, but I am safe. Gayton Mackenzie says the first priority of the grand coalition government is to stop the MK party. That is the priority of CIA. It's actually a priority of the CIA, and it's the priority of the of London. London's priority is to stop the MK party, and Washington's priority is also to stop the MK party in South Africa. He said the goals will be looked at after achieving the first goal. That's what they say. They want to achieve the first goal has to be causing confusion in the MK party, causing havoc in the MK party membership. Those who've got limited understanding will be confused of what President Zuma is doing and may vote for their enemy agent. The reason President Zuma does not announce the reasons why he remove people, it's because it's a strategy. The enemy agent does not understand what he's doing. If he announce and make the MK member understands, then he makes the enemy agent understand as well, or he makes the enemy understand as well if he has to explain his actions. So he's a man who knows what he's doing. He knows how to drive intelligence information, and he knows how to run state secrets information. He's been there, he's been the president. So, for us to be able to understand why Floyd Shivambo was removed, we will have to observe his actions after he's removed from the position of secretary. If he continues to work for the MK party, we have to observe how is he working. We have to observe his actions. If he was an enemy agent, then the enemy may decide to withdraw him because they may say their project has failed. They have been discovered, and they have to withdraw their men if that is the case. The war is fought in the secrets, not in the public, in the intelligence information. That's where the war is fought. There's no white man who is going to appear with guns and fight the MK party. It's going to be those who are planted by the white people to the MK party. It's going to be black people, the sell out black people. We've been there since the beginning of time, since the white people arrived in Africa. There has been sellouts. President Ramaphosa sell people. They don't sell tomatoes. They sell people. So it's selling out people, which is appalling, to say the least, if not disgusting. So the majority of the black people are still left in poverty. The youth are still left unemployed. More than 60% of young people are still unemployed in South Africa. More than 42% of women in South Africa are single mothers. The young people are the ones who have become alcoholics because of the economic system which South Africa has adopted. So I thought it was going to be unfair for me not to talk about Floyd Shivambu, because there has been especially in South Africa, there has been a lot of talk about Floyd Shivambu and his removal as the Secretary General of the MK Party. Floyd Shivambu, I trusted his ability. I still trust his ability to lead. But when President Zuma removed him, President Zuma is the leader. President Zuma is the visionary. Is the one who carries the vision of the MK party. If you don't want to listen to President Zuma's vision, who are you going to listen to? Because he's the one who even started the organization. If you say you want to save the MK party from what? There's not even a single person who is saying we want to defend the MK party from the white people or from the enemy agents that are sent into the MK party to cause confusion. There's nobody who is saying they want to. Basically, these are plants, these are enemy agents which wants to portray MK party as divided and as confused, MK party members as confused because of recklessness of President Zuma, according to the propaganda which they are pushing. President Zuma is stable in his head, unlike many of old people in South Africa. This is very sad, but a lot of black people, a lot of black and the drugs that they are taking from the legal drugs that they are taking from the hospital, the legal drugs that these people are taking from, because almost all 100% of the adult populations are on drugs. Some even have difficulty with memories. Some even forget their children, their homes. because of the drugs. That's the attack which is on black people. So adult to get advices from, because their elders have become drug addicts, and because they have drug addicts, they unfortunately there's a lot of them who are out of their mind. Ajasi Kalanga says, "You are scarce, brother." Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am a very unique. I've got a very different opinion. Most people just like talking too much for nothing. Thank you very much. I'm not talking for nothing here. I'm actually raising very important issues that people need to really understand and see it in different way. We need to stop being petty. Those who want the freedom of black people, let us march forward with President Zuma to liberate black people. Let us not be petty up in any way. When President Zuma appoints, President Zuma appoints. When President Zuma removes, President Zuma removes. There should be, there should never be any conflict, because you don't even know why he started. You don't even understand why he started the MK party in the first place. You were not there even thinking about it. I wish you can talk about Mary Party as well. But I'll talk about Mary Party. I'm confused about it. I'll talk about Mary Party. That's okay. That's not a problem. It's just that I don't like wasting time talking about issues. Uh, People who are basically nowhere or near anything that can help black people. Those who are destructive. I don't like wasting more energy on those who are destructive. So, but on to the next issue, which I want to talk about, the 16th of June 1976. 16th of June 1976. Black people uh, being again issues. Black people being made to celebrate petty issues. Um, Black people made to believe that they are actually petty people. They say black people went to march against the language of the colonizer, which was Africans. If white people, if the Afrikaners had their way, South Africa was gonna be an African's country. The whole South Africa was going to be an African's country, and the culture of the more of cultural uh, belief or cultural understanding of black people was going to be eroded, because the language is the one which carries the information. The language when it's spoken is the one that carries the information. So if you are not able to speak your mother tongue, you will not be able to understand your culture, because the mother tongue is inside the language. I mean, the culture is inside the language. The knowledge of the past is hidden inside the language. Of course, young black people, out of frustrations, unarmed, they were ambushed. But what we were fighting for has no honor, because we are not even told what we were fighting for, the truth of what we were fighting for. The war was between English and Africans. The British were not happy when the Afrikaners said they wanted the whole South Africa to become Africans' country. The British were not happy because they wanted their English to be spoken. And black people, black children went to fight on behalf of the English people to defeat the Afrikaners, because this was a war between the Afrikaners. It's actually what happened in the Anglo-Boer War. The Afrikaners wanted their culture to dominate black people. The British were angry about it. They wanted their English to dominate black people. What happened is an uprising of black people to defend the English language. That's what happened. And who won is the English. What language are we talking? Is the English. In 1976, we've helped the British to implement their culture through their language. The black children did not fight for their mother tongue to be the instruction, the main language of instruction. They never fought for the Zulu language. They never fought for the Tsonga language. They never fought for the Swati. They never fought for the Sotho or for any language in South Africa. It was a war between the English and the Afrikaners. So when we celebrate the 16th of June, we celebrate the defeat of we are celebrating the defeat of the Afrikaners by the British. That's what we are celebrating. The British used black people as their weapon to fight against their implementation of the Afrikaans language, which was to be spoken throughout South Africa by force. And this would disturb the English language in South Africa. So I wonder if we should be continuing to celebrate the 16th of June. Why are we not celebrating the Bambata ambush? Because Bambata fought for the land. 3,000 people were killed in one day. The Afrikaner killed more than 3,000 people in a war, the last war of land in the 1900s. Why are we not remembering that? Why are we only remembering hundreds while we've got thousands who died for the land? Thousands died for the land. But we're not remembering the thousands who died for the land, because if we remember the thousands who died for the land, we're going to remember that we don't have the land. So we have to remember the English and the Africans that the British have won. Brother Mkonto, Fanam Laole, thank you very much for joining. Brother Mkonto, welcome back. Good to see you, my brother. Thank you very much. Good to hear from you guys again. Thank you very much, all those who have missed me when I was away. Thank you very much. I know a lot of you did miss me when I was away, and I really appreciate. Click the like button and subscribe if you are coming here for the first time. Click the like button even if you are not coming for the first time. For this video to continue to be uh, given to more people. The last war of resistance was fought by Chief Bambata, in which he was ambushed with his soldiers. Some says he was able to run away and stay in Pumalanga, but some says he was killed in that ambush. 3,000 warriors perished there. Why are we not remembering these people? Why are we not honoring those days in which more people fought for more serious things? Instead of remembering the wars that we won on behalf of the British. The English language won. The 1976 children have given their life to help the English language win over the Afrikaans language in South Africa. Hundreds of children were killed. Hundreds and hundreds of kids were taken out by the evil system. Those who don't care about life. They don't mind taking you out. They don't mind taking people out. Because that is what they are. They are evil people using evil system. In South Africa, they are working. The system is in place. South Africa is still colonized by the British. That's why we're still crying for the land. That's why we're still crying for the economy, which belongs to the white elite. And the black sell-out man who does not even have the economy is only eating the crumbs of what the white system is giving to them. Who is going to defend by tooth and nail. They are going to defend the interest of white people in South Africa. The challenge that black people have, or the challenges that President Zuma is going to face, is because when the war had among black people who are willing to defend the white people, to defend the interest of the white people, there's still people who are willing to do that as long as they can get something out of it. It's the only way they know how to live. They don't know any other way besides being sellouts. Some of these people have been sellouts for all of their lives since they remember themselves. They have been sellouts. Some have been groomed from primary school to be sellouts. It's all they know. They can't live any other life besides that. These are the people that will have to be defeated. I'm tempted, like I've been saying, never to believe that the balut will give the land to black people. The balut will give the mines to black people. I'm tempted never to believe such will happen. This will have to be taken by ambush. It will have to be taken by the Traore way. These are people who does not mind fighting. They have the money, they have the resources, they have the guns, they have everything. They don't mind. They don't mind fighting. They know the war will cost you more than it's gonna cost them. They are not gonna just give up. They are going to fight back. You can't expropriate the land without compensation, without facing war. It's impossible. Those who are benefiting from the land, they're getting trillions of dollars. They have the capacity to send war and disaster to you. They have the capacity to make people disappear. They have the capacity to do anything because they have the money, they own the means of production, they own the media, they own the narratives. People, what people are thinking comes from them. This is true royal opinion. The lesson is so profound. Thank you for your dedication in teaching us this hidden truth. And it really makes sense now. We should be aware. We should be aware. These trillions of dollars are being made from the land that we want to expropriate. Not trillions of rands, trillions of dollars is being made from the land. We don't get the reports, daily reports, like we get soccer reports every day, like we get the reports that somebody has died in a highway every day, as if that matters for our lives. We don't get the reports how much tons of gold have been shipped out of South Africa today. We don't get the reports how much tons of iridium has been stolen in Pumalanga to outside countries, and how much does that cost? And a product, we're not getting those important reports, because if they give us that report, people will revolt. People will ask, why is so much money going out? So they have to put us to sleep and give us a negative reporting. And we become addicted to those negative reports, and we stay in fear. Cynthia Malope says, yes, the Traore way. The Traore way is the only, I think, is the only way in which we can liberate ourselves. President Ramaphosa cannot be removed by a protest. You can't go and protest and President Ramaphosa resign. It's impossible because he's backed by armies, international armies. He's not gonna just move out. He's holding on for huge people, those who control everything. If you try and anyone who wants to take chance and try and go and protest to remove President Ramaphosa, they are going to be met by fire. The South African police and the SA army will be ready to fire, and even other um, armies from other countries will be sent to South Africa to eliminate anyone who is trying to fight the war, to take over the country. They are not afraid to do that. They are actually waiting for the chance because they now, that's why they are calling for this national dialogue, because they can see the ground is boiling and they must be seen to be doing something. President Ramaphosa is going to spend 700 million on what they call national dialogue, as if they don't know what are the problems that South Africa is facing. Everybody knows what is the problem. We need expropriation of land without compensation. We don't need a dialogue. Now they are going to spend 700 millions on their friends to ensure that their friends are always covered and to ensure that black people feel there's something that is being done because people are talking. If you are in a position of acting, you should not be talking. You should be acting. Those who are supposed to be talking are those who are in the position where they can't act. They should be talking to people who can act. And that's what the country or the youth of this country is saying. They're saying we are in a disaster. 62% of young black people are not at work. They're vulnerable to drug use, alcoholism, uh, teenage pregnancy, all type of sicknesses related to sexual activities because of the massive unemployment which exists on black populations. There is no dialogue which is going to fix that. It's action which is going to fix it. Instead of acting, you bring dialogue, wasting money. That's why the Traore way is the only way to take over. But at the moment, President Zuma says it should be followed in a proper way until the ballot can no longer be used. Then we can move to the next. President Zuma is not saying he's afraid of war because President Zuma is not coward. He just don't want people to die for their own properties. He just don't want black people to die for their own land. It should be returned peacefully because it's theirs. If you die fighting for other people's things supposed to, but you can't be the one dying because people are taking over your properties. He wants to avoid it. That's why he's saying, let's wait until the system is unworkable. Declare. But I think that time will come where he has to declare that the system is unworkable. Now we'll have to take on the Traore way. We'll have to go to the forest. At the moment, it's impossible. Whatever protest you can lodge against President Ramaphosa, it's impossible to remove him because it's backed by heavy armies. American army and the British army are not small armies to play. Those are very strong people. The South African army does not have anything. It's disabled in actual fact. Their only power is to deal with us here, to destroy us, the black people, if we try and rise against the British. They only have capacity to do that, not to go and fight wars outside South Africa. Click the like button and subscribe if you are coming here for the first time. Much appreciated. I enjoy my stay with you guys. But I think we will come live tomorrow again. Thank you very much for joining this live session. And thank you very much to the royals. And thank you very much to all those who are patiently waiting for me to come live and to listen to what I had to say. Much appreciated to all those who have joined this live stream. Thank you very much. Everybody should have a great evening. Let me take the last message from Cynthia. But the whites took the land from us forcefully. That's what they did. Even now, they are keeping the land from us forcefully. They are using force. That's why we're afraid to take the land, because we know they've got all the guns. They are using force to keep the land. They took the land by force, and they are using force to keep it. So if you want to take it, you will have to break the force. Breaking the force, it's what is tricky, because they have all the guns and they have all the people of your own skin who are ready to sell you out to get some crumbs from these people who are controlling and taking over your life and your land, your resources, everything about you. There are black people who hate what I say, who cannot stand to listen to me talk like this, because they are in the enemy force. Thank you very much, Cynthia, for your message. I think we will close, we will put it to the end on that note. Thank you very much to everybody who is joining. Please, let's meet again tomorrow.